Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to another episode of accidentalmuslims.com here in the beautiful place of Durban. Tonight and this evening we've got a wonderful guest as promised. It's Sheikh Ismail Kamdar. He is a wonderful Sheikh who I've known for many years, and we're going to get to know much more about him. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Shukran for coming this evening.
Sure.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I grew up in Durban, went to Al Falah with you. Still remember when you tried to join my group when you first came to school, and I found you too nerdy, even though I was a nerd myself. We became friends after that for life, alhamdulillah. I keep us friends for a long time. And I've done my Alim course, Bachelor's in Islamic Studies, the founder of IslamicSelfHelp.com, the faculty manager of the Islamic Online University, recently become the content manager of Zilich, a new startup. And I'm an author, I'm a homeschooling dad, work from home, that's about it.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So then let's talk about your writing. How did you get into this field of writing? And tell us more about your books.
Yeah, well, I've always been a writer. I remember in school I used to write my own comic books in the whole class together around to read them.
Yeah.
So that's just been me. I've been a writer from the time I learned how to write. I just love the world of words. I'm a reader and I'm a writer. I read like 40 books a year, and I try to write about 2 or 3 books a year. And so the world of words, books, this is something that I just completely love and get consumed with. And so I started writing my first book, Having Fun the Halal Way, as a response to someone in my life at that time who was very extreme.
Okay.
And this individual would always come and say, this is haram, that is haram. Then I would gather hadiths against him. And after a while, I looked at my compilation of hadiths against him. It was enough to write a whole book. It was literally enough to write a whole book on this topic. I'm like, whoa, there are so many Quranic verses and hadiths about having fun, being halal. So that became my first book. And since then, I've made it my goal to always write on topics that people don't write about.
Yeah. So you've chosen a lot of topics, as you say, and one of them is self-help and Islamic self-help. Tell us more about that.
So about 5 years ago, when I became the faculty manager at the Islamic Online University, I found myself not having management experience or management education. I need to improve my interpersonal skills. And so I started reading books in the self-help field. And they completely transformed me. They made me a better person. Alhamdulillah. A lot of people think self-help books are bogus.
Yeah.
They completely transformed my life. They made me a better person, that's for sure.
All these 5 steps to success.
Yeah, all they really work if you apply them. The people who find it bogus are people who don't apply it. They read the book and think the books will magically change. It's about applying what you read. And so people began to see the changes, and people began to ask me, you've gone so good with time management, where can I learn about it?
Yeah.
You've gone so good with self-confidence, where can I learn about it? And the books I was suggesting to people, they'd be like, yeah, but this is by a non-Muslim author. I prefer to read something by a Muslim author. I couldn't find anything by a Muslim author. And that's when the light bulb went off. I was like, this is it. This is a niche that nobody's gone into. I need to get started. I booked the domain name, www.islamicselfhelp.com, before anybody else thinks of the idea. And I wrote my book on time management. I wrote my book on self-confidence. They both went on to sell thousands of copies worldwide, alhamdulillah. And since then, it's just been growing and growing. We now have many ebooks, many online courses, many articles. And alhamdulillah, it is benefiting thousands of people around the world. And it's really grown into such a powerful and empowering field. I enjoy it because it's helped me grow into a better person. The challenge of running my own website has helped me to really grow into a better person. And I really enjoy the fact that almost every week somebody emails me to say how a book of mine or a course of mine or article of mine has changed their life and helped them to grow. It's really something that I'm enjoying doing.
So you're a man of many talents. One of the things we spoke about is homeschooling.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot we spoke about on the actual podcast.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be watching and listening to it, then please tune in. But we'll talk much more about it then. But apart from that, how do you find the balance, and why are you so intrigued in doing so many things?
It's 2 different but equally important questions. Balance. When I was younger, I was just all out into work. I remember one day, I was taking my grandmother somewhere. We just meet my grandmother in the car. And I'm telling her about all the things I'm doing. And my grandmother tells me, but what about yourself? What do you do for yourself? You're making time for yourself. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, you must take care of yourself so you can take care of everybody else. And that's when I learned a very important lesson. From there right to today, I make time for myself. I take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I cannot take care of everybody else. So I have a very strict schedule, but that strict schedule includes time for Netflix, time for PlayStation.
Okay.
Right? So I may look like this guy who's like doing too many things,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, in one day, I've homeschooled my kids, I've run the university, I've done my work for the startup, I've written an article, I've written a book, I've read Quran, I've read a book, I've listened to a podcast, and I've still found time to watch Netflix, and I've still found time to play a video game, and I've still found time to just sit and have a coffee and enjoy my thoughts. It's all about making time for what's important. And to me, taking care of myself, enjoying myself, getting that me time is also important.
Yeah.
So it's also on my list of priorities. The other thing I do to help me maintain peace and keep going is I live a life of gratitude. So the first thing I do every morning is I write out 3 things that I'm grateful for today. And for each of those 3 things I say Alhamdulillah. And throughout the day, whenever a negative thought enters my mind, I counter it with a thought of gratitude on the exact same thing. So if my kids are making noise and my mind starts thinking about it, I say Alhamdulillah, I have 4 amazing kids. I turn it into a thought of gratitude. If I'm like, I'm so busy, I have so much work to do, like Alhamdulillah, I have so many jobs, there's so many unemployed people in our country, Alhamdulillah. It becomes a thought of gratitude. So when you are grateful for what you have in your life, you are always positive. You are able to turn anything that you see in front of you into something to be grateful to Allah for. And the best part about it, Allah says that if you are grateful, I will give you more. You know? So I had a car before that was really beaten up, and whenever people used to complain, I used to say Alhamdulillah, my car doesn't break down. And today I have a really awesome car, and I believe that's because I was grateful, Allah sent me a better car. So I really believe in the power of gratitude. And
that's a simple law we could all follow daily.
Yeah, I follow it every single day without fail. I don't allow myself to go a day without being grateful. And really, why? Why do I do it? I do it because, number one, I believe our life is short. We are accountable to Allah for how we spend our life, how we spend our youth, how we spend our time, how we spend our knowledge, our wealth. We are accountable for all these things. So I make sure all of these things are spent in ways which are pleasing to Allah and beneficial to the Ummah. I also know that Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me with gifts and skills that most people don't have. You know, the ability to write and to speak. Some people are authors, some are public speakers, some are teachers. Alhamdulillah, I'm all 3. And I'm good at all 3. You know, this is something Allah has blessed me with. And so Allah has given me these skills. I have to use them to please Allah. I have to use them to help His Ummah. Because He's going to ask me about it at the day of judgment. He's going to ask me that you were given the ability to write well. Why did you use it? That you were given the ability to teach. Why aren't you teaching people that which is beneficial? And so I look at each of these gifts that I have, whether it's time management, whether it's my public speaking skills, I look at it as a responsibility that Allah has given me. That this is what you have, let's see what you're going to do with it. On the day of judgment, it's either going to count for us or against us. Every day I try to make it count for me.
Alhamdulillah. Those are powerful words, and if you want to listen to more, Sheikh and I have been having a wonderful conversation, and we'll be continuing thereafter. So once again, shukran for joining us this evening. And for those in Durban, we're going to have a next Durban meetup soon. Sheikh was there with our last one. We had a great response. So hopefully see you there, inshallah. So from us here in Durban, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.